This video is going to be me making art like no one's watching. You know that saying, dance like no one's watching? That's what this video is going to be, but with art. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel and to another video. This studio vlog is going to be a little bit different to my usual studio vlogs. I'm going to start the vlog by asking you guys a question. How often does fear affect your decision making when it comes to art? I never thought this was a problem for me. I always thought that I was quite good at just going at stuff. I've noticed in recent months and years that I've been letting my social media, my Instagram feed, what other people think of my work and assume my work is going to be, impact the work that I create. I found that I've been avoiding specific colours, subjects, styles that seem exciting to me because they won't fit in with my Instagram feed or my style or what people see my work as. And now this isn't anything that anyone's put on me. This is all purely just going on in my head. I mean, maybe people think these things, but I feel like more often than not, this is the inner monologue we have to deal with. So I've recently decided to set aside time each week where I create work that seems exciting to me. I have an idea and I just go with it and see where it leads, because I am noticing my work stagnating, my skill level stagnating because I'm not pushing myself and because I'm not taking my work in a direction that inspires me necessarily. So I'm bringing you with me as a fly on the wall in this little journey. I just feel so excited and happy to be creating artwork that feels true and authentic to me and what's going on in my mind, what's inspiring me. I feel like I just want to be more authentic in my art. I hope this little ramble made sense and I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll catch you at the end. So here we have my sketchbook and my lukewarm coffee, which I keep forgetting to drink, so I'm gonna have a sip of that now. Coffee's so good, oh my goodness. Okay, so I thought I would just really quickly show you guys some of the work that I've been creating recently and explain a few of the ideas that I've been having and would like to push forward this week and in this video. So let's have a little look. Under here I have some work that I have done for an agency I work with, so I can't show you guys that, but I created this little illustration pattern thing the other week and it sparked an idea in me. I felt like this looked like my work, but it also looked quite different for me. Some of the characters looked a little bit, I don't know, maybe a little bit odd or like a little bit quirkier, and the way that I painted it was quite watered down, whereas usually I tend to work quite thickly. I just really liked the flow of everything, the way that the foliage was all kind of a bit abstracted and there was like little tiny sections of colour everywhere making up the background, and I thought, what if I created another piece with a cat? So that's what I did. Let me find it here. It's just stuck on top of an illustration I did that I didn't like. That was another agency piece as well. So I did a similar thing with this cat, which was partly successful. I think that the background is lovely, but I think that the cat kind of stands out a little bit too much. I think I should have tried to do the cat kind of in this style a bit more, maybe having a bit more texture or some like slightly different tones and hues and things within the cat to kind of help it sort of all sit better. But the background I felt was really successful and very pretty. And then from that I thought, well, what if I created a landscape in this style? And that made me think of Matisse and some of Matisse's early sketches and work. So I had a little look at his work and then created this mini landscape in a similar style. So this was all in gouache and oil pastels, by the way, or anything with a little bit of chalk pastel as well. So really liked how this turned out. I just thought it was really cute. It's just been really interesting to see how this sort of style works within different subjects, and I'd like to take this further and try another one with a cat that has a bit more texture in it. But yeah, it's just interesting seeing across the different subjects how that looks. And then I created this piece, which I was like, okay, I want to take this style further and like abstract it a bit and kind of have all the colours smushing together. So this was actually a landscape, the reference I mean, and I took it and kind of abstracted it, which I think was partly successful and partly just, it looks like a big old mess, but I really enjoyed doing it. And then on this side I did another one. I think this one might have got a bit smudged actually. Let's see. Yeah, it's got a little bit smudged, which is a shame. I need to get some fixative. But then I created this one, which I much preferred and was really, really enjoyable to create. I just really loved the way that there was sections and it was all kind of divided and split up, but it all felt quite, you know, like one piece. Like you can see that this is a landscape, but it's definitely abstracted. So I like these two together as well. They just look really nice together. So yeah, I really wanted to push this style further in this video and in the work that I created. So you'll see that later on. And then I did this landscape, again in a little bit of a similar style. I'm not such a fan of this one, but it is what it is. We make work that we don't like and that's okay, and I'm just trying to normalise that and normalise that within my sketchbook especially. That's one of the reasons I wanted to make this video as well, because I think I just have such a tendency to want to make perfect pieces in my sketchbook, and it's a sketchbook, it's not meant for that really. I mean, depending on, you know, what you want it for, but for me personally it's not really what I want it for. But yeah, I like sections of this. I think if I was to take out the cliff, I think that's successful, this bottom bit, but it's just that cliff I really don't like. And then I created this piece, so this was a little bit similar in style, but I had a little bit more texture in this one. But that was really fun to do. After creating this landscape, I thought, no, I actually want to kind of like strip all of this texture back and just go back to a really simplified landscape just using watered down gouache, but in this style. So that's where this video begins and this journey begins. So I've just got myself a peppermint tea and I have finished this sketch. I've been wanting to press into this style, as I said earlier. I've been really inspired by the work of Matisse and I've just been wanting to really explore that inspiration and kind of keep pushing that. Something that I've had going through my head as I've been creating this piece. And obviously in the theme of this video, I've been thinking, oh, but this just doesn't look like me, this just doesn't look like my style, this isn't the kind of work that people will recognise as my work. But the whole point of this exercise and the whole point of me making this video, ironically, is to share that what matters is the work that you're going to create and just keeping on pushing forward and moving forward and allowing yourself to grow and explore and experiment. And I think this is such a key thing for artists. I think we have such a tendency to try and hold ourselves back and stop ourselves from moving in a direction that we want to move in. Like, these colours are so different to the usual colours that I would use, that they're so much less bright, but I really want to allow myself to explore these sorts of colours, allow myself to explore using gouache in a slightly different way and playing with white space and just exploring styles, because how am I going to grow as an artist if I don't allow myself to do this? And also, I'm doing this in a sketchbook. Sketchbooks are a place to experiment and explore and play, and I really want to just cultivate that attitude and practice within my own work. So I just want to be honest with you guys in this process and honest about how I'm feeling, because it isn't always easy just to drop all of the pressure and perfectionism that some of us as artists hold. It's not an easy thing to just let go, and I want to be real about this in this video. So I just wanted to share those thoughts that I've been having. So I've created this piece. I really want to see if I can push this style further and just try using my new Neo colours. I haven't got a better way of storing these yet, but I recently went to a local art supply shop in Oxford, so I'm going to be playing with these in the next piece that I create, and I just want to try and kind of move on from this piece but kind of push this style more and keep exploring with this way of working more, just using a different medium. So that's what I'm going to do next. So I've just finished this piece, and it's really interesting because it's turned out so differently to how I thought it was going to turn out in my head. But I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy with the textures and the colours, and just the way that I've gone for a similar style but in a different medium. Obviously Neo colours, pastels and pencils are dry and the gouache is wet, and it's just really interesting to see how different it turns out with the same style but with a different medium. Like, I've approached this in a really similar way to the way that I did with the gouache, only I did do a little bit more layering with this, but it's just so interesting how things turn out so differently. I'd really recommend doing this, guys. It's such a freeing exercise and I'm having so much fun, having the time of my life. So I'm really looking forward to making more work with the same freeing approach, but I think that I'm going to stop working for today because it's starting to get dark. What time is it? It's 3 o'clock and it's already starting to get dark. I think that I'm going to stop art making for today and I'm going to carry on making art tomorrow, but that's me signing off for today. Hi, hello, so it is the next day, but before I get painting, I have something to show you guys that I'm very excited about. I finally have a rug in the studio. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy with it. And it makes the room feel so much more cozy. please ignore these portfolios. We're having our boiler replaced, which means the water tank in this cupboard is going to be ripped out and they'll be going in there, so just ignore that for now. But yeah, I'm so happy to have this rug finally, and it's just made the space feel so much cozier. I'm so happy with it. Yay! So I'm about to get back into painting today. As you guys will have seen, this was the piece that I worked on yesterday, and I've had a bit of an idea and some inspiration this morning. I'm actually thinking about creating a landscape, but that is like a patchwork. I don't know, it sounds weird, but it makes sense in my head, but I'm trying to figure out how that's going to look. Like, I can't quite picture what that's going to look like, but I've been really inspired by patchwork recently. I think patchwork is so stunning, and I'd love to try and kind of incorporate that into my work in a clever way. I've been doing quite a few like borders and decorative sort of patterns in my work, which I like to do anyway, but I'd love to kind of take that to the next level. So I've just had this idea, and I was thinking, what if I made a landscape into a patchwork somehow? So my thinking is I'm going to divide a landscape up into maybe 4, so quarters, and then maybe change the colours up in each quarter and like use different materials. I don't know exactly where this is going to go, and it could be a complete fail, but I thought I'd bring you guys along for the process, because I always like going with an idea. Like, if I have a crazy idea and I'm not sure how it's going to work out, I'd rather just try it and it not work than not try it. So that's the plan. I'm going to crack on and try and figure out how this is going to work. I'm going to start off in my sketchbook, and then the plan is to then move on to a larger scale piece, but we'll see how it goes, and I'll take you guys along with me. Oh, before I forget as well, I'm going to be using this book as reference for this little experiment. So this book is called Havens of the Wild, and I actually saw Sero illustration using this in one of her old live streams, and I was like, I have to have that. So I'm really excited to flick through this and pick a landscape to use for this patchwork plan, vision, I don't know. So I've just had a little flip through of the book, and this is the landscape that I've decided to go for. So I've just woken up. I'm really groggy, but look at this light. So beautiful. Everything's just golden. I just had to record this before I cracked on with the day because it's so stunning. Oh my gosh, I'm so groggy. So it's the next day. It's a beautiful, sunny, crisp November morning this morning, and I love days like this. They make me feel so motivated and happy. When the sun is shining, everything feels better. Today I am going to be continuing on with my patchwork landscapes. You guys saw me create that one yesterday. I want to try and create more of a tonal patchwork landscape. So rather than having multiple colours per square, having one colour per square and kind of having it a little bit more watered down maybe. So I'm thinking about trying that in my sketchbook, and then I'd really love to move on to a larger scale piece and do more of a true to life realistic colours, but have it that the tones are slightly different per square so you can still see that it's kind of separated in sections. I don't think I'm explaining this very well, but you'll see what I mean when I get to painting. It's a little bit late in the morning, it's 20 to 11, and that's because this morning I had a contractor coming round so I could chat to him about potential bathroom renovation plans. We were supposed to be doing that this year, but cost of living crisis and unexpected problems with the house and, you know, all these things. So hopefully in the new year, fingers crossed, we'll be getting our bathroom renovated. But yeah, that's kind of put me back a little bit. So I'm going to start this tonal painting, hopefully get that done before lunch, and then we'll move on to the bigger piece this afternoon on more of the kind of natural landscape feel. Still with my classic pink underpainting because it's got to be done. Okay guys, I'm going to crack on and bring you with me. So I'm going to move on to a bigger painting now, but because it's gone to, the lighting is going, I've probably only got an hour or so of good lighting left for filming. So I think I'm going to do the underpainting of the larger scale piece, and then I'll pick back up with it next week and finish it off. Yeah, I'm going to do that now. It's getting pretty dark outside, so I think I'm gonna call it a day. I've just finished the underpainting. It's very messy, but that's what I like in an underpainting. So I'm gonna pick this up again next week and we'll carry on with this painting. See you then. Hello guys, so it's Monday. I have just had a lovely weekend, though Matt's been ill, so that's not been so great. But I had a really nice weekend. Took it very slow, which was nice because I feel like I've been going at a great neck speed recently. This week I'm going to pick up painting again, so I'm going to continue working on this piece. So I think I'm going to bring you guys along for that today, though it is absolutely chucking it down with rain. So I hope that it's not too dark for you guys, but I'm going to try my best. So let's start painting. I'm excited. I'm really, really excited.
breathing wicked hymns into his open ear. Oh, that's wrong, but go and play this whole town and see just who will go down. Cut it out, just cut it out and heal.
So I have just finished the painting. I'm super happy with how it's turned out. I added these extra pink bits in and I just changed up some of the colours on this section of bushes because they were quite muddy looking, and I much prefer the green, and I think it just looks so much fresher now. I'm so happy with this idea, and I'm really excited to experiment more with this concept. I think I'm going to try repainting each section, working from this piece and then shifting around the order so that everything's a little bit more mixed up. I think I'll get some really interesting effects from that. But I love that each section is a little painting of its own. I just think it's so fun. I'm really, really excited to carry on playing around with this concept. But yeah, guys, I hope you've enjoyed coming along and getting a little insight into the process of this piece. So you've reached the end of the video. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I've kind of experimented with the editing side of this video as well, so I hope you've enjoyed that. I'm definitely going to be taking this way of working moving forward, and I'm going to be investing time aside each month to be making authentic work, and work that I'm not necessarily going to be sharing or trying to fit into a specific kind of category. I don't want to categorize myself and put myself into a box. So I'm definitely going to be striving to push this further and continue growing in this area of my work and evolving my practice in this way. I also just want to thank my lovely patrons for supporting me and helping me to continue doing what I love. You guys mean the absolute world. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. Bye.